There we go. Okay, we're recording. Yay! And you might hear the kitty because he's right at the door. All right. Yes, Mr. Mitten. Okay, you guys, thank you all so much for being here today. And hang on just a sec. We've got Sally and Risa coming in. Oh, goodness. Okay, so Risa will not be here. And Sally is coming, but she's going to be a little late. And that's Midnight's addition to the conversation. Okay, you guys. So let's go ahead and bring hands to the tops of the thighs, palms facing up. Let your eyes gently close. And let's take a moment just to begin to center. And begin to find our way into our breath. And as you're here checking in with your body, please make sure that you're giving yourself permission to do whatever fidgeting and adjustments you need to in order to get comfortable. And as you begin to settle in, take a moment to notice the quality of the air as you inhale. Is it soft? Is it sharp? Is it cool? Is it warm? Find that sense. Take a moment to notice how your body is moving as you breathe without changing anything. And if you notice that your body has just kind of a micro oscillation going on, little teeny tiny movement back and forth, front to back, just allow that to happen. And as you're here, not only sensing and bringing awareness into your body, take a moment to bring awareness into how you feel. And just observe those emotions. Take a moment, if you have emotion, an emotion that feels slightly uncomfortable, send some love to it. Taking a moment to connect into your heart, feeling gratitude. And as we're here connecting to our heart, please also take a moment to fill your heart with love, divine love. And when you feel ready, begin to take your breath into a deep diaphragmatic breath, so that as you inhale and you bring the breath in, you feel it come through the heart, come through the solar plexus, and then down into the low belly. And as you exhale, feel those low belly muscles gently draw back in towards the pelvis, and then gently squeeze through the solar plexus, and allowing the breath to come back out after passing through the heart, and gently finishing the exhale through the nose. And this time, I invite you, as you're moving into your diaphragmatic breath, to do a little bit of visualization, so that as you inhale, you feel the breath inhale and then come all the way to the back of the body, so that as you inhale, feel the breath move all the way down to the spine, to the base of the spine, down towards the coccyx. And then as you exhale, you feel it come all the way up through the front of your body and through the crown of the head. So what you're doing is that as you inhale and as you exhale, you're creating a loop with your breath through your visualization. So again, as you inhale, you feel it come in through the throat to the back of the skull, down the spine, all the way down to the bottom of the tailbone. And then as you exhale, gently drawing in, you let it come up through the front of the body, filling that exhale all the way up and connecting to the back of the skull. Then just take your time, play with that. If that doesn't feel like it quite fits, because everybody's body is different, you can play with it the other way so that as you inhale, you feel it coming through the front of the body down to the coccyx. And then as you exhale, you feel it coming up through the back of the body. So just play. Do what feels best for you. Do what feels best for your body. Because everybody's body is going to be a little different. Focus on that deep, slow inhale, really filling the trunk front to back, side to side. And that deep, slow exhale, where you come from deep within the belly, releasing that breath all the way up and out. And then when you're ready from here, gently bring palms facing down over the heart and let the palms stack. We're going to begin by singing the sound of ah, then move into the sound of oh, then the sound of mm. After those three sounds, really connecting into the vibration deep in the body, really taking a moment to vibrate that vagus nerve. I want you to set your intent in the next breath of silence after that. Allow this to be an I am statement, something that you most need, something that you most desire. So when you're ready, taking a deep inhale. And then when you're ready, gently allow your hands to come back down to the tops of the thighs. Another full deep inhale and exhale. And then gently opening the eyes, bringing a soft smile to your face. We're going to move into some breath of joy. So take a deep inhale, bring the hands out and up. Deep, full breath. Let the gaze come up, let the palms touch. Exhale, sweep that breath all the way out and down. And now we're going to go ahead and move into some gentle movement. This is going to be very gentle. Please make sure that because this is the first movement, you're not trying to do anything big, just enjoy. So take a deep inhale, big breath up, big breath of joy. With the exhale, I want you to gently begin to twist to the left, float that right arm to the front, left arm to the back. Small movement. Deep inhale. Bring it back to the center. Exhale, gently twisting ever so slightly to the right. And again, inhale. Back to center and exhale. Deep inhale. Back to center. Exhale. One more set. Deep inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Allow the palms to touch. Exhale, bring them down to the heart. And this time, let the thumbs touch and then gently, both thumbs together, find about in the center of the sternum, your heart point. And allow the thumbs to nestle into the heart point. Another 2 more cycles of breath right here. And then gently allow that to release. Hands come back out, palms facing up. Deep inhale, and when you're ready, gently allow the left ear to float towards that left shoulder. Take a moment to notice. And then when you're ready, gently inhale, bring the head up. And exhale, this time allow that right ear to float to the right shoulder. And breathe. And gently inhale, bring the head up. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm gonna go grab the kitty. Let him come in. It's being a little obstreperous. Come on. Yes. Now, everybody has to see you because you decided to make your mind known. This is midnight. You should calm down now. Yes. Okay. For this next part, what I would like you to do is yes. Okay, so this is going to be yoga with cat. Grab your strap, y'all. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I would like you to do. You're going to take your strap and you're going to place it underneath your left sits bone. Okay? Yes. No. And you want it long enough so that you can actually bring it up over your shoulder. Now, there's a place on your shoulder where your neck muscles come down and then your upper trapezius muscles come up at an angle. So it typically tends to be right about here, where the neck muscles come underneath the trapezius muscle. So what I want you to do is you're going to take the strap right to that point, and you're going to put just a little bit of pressure on it. So what this does is, it's an interesting way that we grew. Our first rib is actually kind of behind and underneath our collarbone, okay? So that when we do that movement, when we stretch our head, right, our ear to the shoulder, that first rib tends to come up, all right? You've got a bunch of neck muscles that attach to and around that first rib. So by doing this, by placing the strap at that intersection of neck and shoulder, what we can do is we actually help prevent that first rib from lifting up. So we allow ourselves to have a better stretch. So we're going to do this again, and I want you to see if you notice a difference. So we're going to begin by bringing the right ear down to the right shoulder. So you're going to take a deep inhale. And then exhale, gently bring that right ear down towards that right shoulder. And I want you just to take a moment and observe to see if you notice a difference. Oh, kitten. All right. If you choose, you guys, just doing this is fully in the posture. But if you want to play, what you can do is you're going to take the tip of your nose and you're going to begin to draw the tip of your nose upward so that you are moving towards the ceiling. And as you do that, I just want you to observe if there's a difference in your stretch, in your opening. And we're going to focus on our breath to see if we can't help the muscles in the fascia begin to soften. So just really focus on that deep diaphragmatic breath. So take a deep inhale and exhale. And then again, another deep inhale. Going all the way down to that low, low belly, and exhale. And then one more time, deep inhale. And exhale. And then very gently to come out, you're going to take your nose from moving up towards the ceiling, and you're going to draw it back down. And then inhale and bring that right ear up. And what I want you to do is just take a quick notice if you find a difference between this left side now versus the right side. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to change sides. Yes. Okay. Yes. Very helpful. Thank you. It's a helpful kitten. Are a hoot. Yes, you are. Very much a hoot. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So now we have it under our right sits bone. And we have the strap. Yes. Grumpy. Up and over. Okay. So same thing on this side. You've got your neck muscles that come down, and then you have your upper trapezius muscles that come up and over the neck muscles. So what we're looking for is to just very gently press down through the strap so that we can pin that first rib. Okay. So when you're ready, I want you to take a deep inhale. And then slow, steady exhale, and gently allow that left ear to move towards that left shoulder. Excuse me, yes, left ear to the left shoulder. And as you're working into this right side of the neck, I just want you to observe if there is a difference between the two sides. Because one of the things that we work to do while we're practicing our yoga is to bring the two sides together. Okay? So we're not trying to move and increase the stretch in the side that's already open. That side gets to have a little bit of a break. Instead, we're going to send a lot of love and a lot of attention into the side that's tighter to see if we can't get that to begin to open a little bit more to join the side that's already open. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. If you choose, you don't have to, we're already completely in the posture. But if you choose, you can take your nose, draw a line so that you just very gently begin to look up towards the ceiling. And just notice how this changes the opening for you. Making sure that you're staying in a place that's comfortable. that it feels good, and that your body would like to visit again. And now let's move into our breath to make sure that we're really releasing through the muscle. We're not bracing, we're going to relax. So deep inhale, coming all the way down into the belly. And then exhale. And then again, deep inhale. And exhale. And then once again, deep inhale. And exhale. And then when you're ready, very gently draw the nose down. And then inhale. Bring the head back up to center. Release. And then take a moment to notice the sensations that we've got. Does everybody feel a little bit better? Yes? Okay, good. Yay. Awesome, you guys. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more with the shoulders since we're here. So again, you're going to take your strap or your rope tie. Strap is over the thumbs. You can either hold on to it just like this, or if you want to put a little bit more resistance to it, you're going to bring your fingers over so that now they're facing towards each other, then face back towards you, loop it around the back, and now you can have it across the front and across the palm. All right. Allow the strap to be slightly wider than shoulder width. And we're going to begin by taking a deep inhale. Bring the arms up. Breathe. Oh, yummy. Now allow those shoulders to move up towards the ears, and just take a moment to squish. Feel this in through the armpits. Oh, yummy. And then when you're ready, you're going to take that lower edge of the shoulder blade, the pointy side, and just begin to slide it down the rib cage so that you can reset the shoulders, and you're still yearning up towards the ceiling with the fingertips. And when you're ready, as you exhale, you're going to allow the elbows to begin to bend. And if you have it wrapped around, this is a great place to feel the resistance around the outer edge of the hand. Once you get your elbows approximately parallel to the shoulders, take a moment, and I want you to squeeze those inner edges of the shoulders together. And then from here, if you choose, you don't have to do this, so please pay attention to your body. You're going to gently roll the torso over to the right. Oh, and breathe deeply into that left rib cage and left lung. And your gaze can either continue to be forward, or it can be up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Now, one more step. If you choose, you don't have to do this. You can take this right elbow, right arm, right shoulder, begin to bring it forward so that the left side begins to rotate back, and you gently move it into a twist. Just a little bit, and breathe. And then you're going to release that. Come back, untwist, and inhale up. Lengthen the arms up, and then bring them down. Still holding onto the strap, what I want you to do is just very gently roll the shoulders forward and then roll them back. A couple times each way. Just really starting. And you may want to move that into your head and your neck as well, and just observe. So our neck and our shoulders get very intertwined, and sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge to decide who's doing what. So this way is our way of just kind of sorting through. So again, deep inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, gently bend into the elbows so that the upper arms are approximately shoulder height. Deep inhale. And now exhale, gently roll yourself over to your left and allow that deep opening through that right rib cage, and breathe. And then when you're ready, I want you to very gently, this time with the left arm, left shoulder, begin to bring that forward and allow the right to come back. Moving into a very gentle twist. Breathe. This is completely optional. You don't have to do it. And then gently release. And then inhale. Bring yourself up. Lengthen the arms. And then exhale. Bring them back down. I swear, I think we're going to have to call this one kitty cat yoga. Yes, someone has very strong opinions today. And again, let the shoulders roll, front and back. Feel them release and feel them relax. I want you to know I can be in here doing schoolwork and he's not interested at all. But as soon as I do a yoga class, yeah, goodness, that boy. All right. So from here, we're going to do one more check-in pose now that we've opened everything up through the shoulders. What I would like you to do is bring your legs wide. Okay. Have your blocks ready. Yes. Okay. You have an opinion about this one too? Yes. Okay. So what we're going to do is gently move ourselves into Upavista Konasana. So, but here's the deal. And I'm going to adjust myself so that you can see, hopefully, without the kitty. Yes, Mr. Grumpy does. Yes. Okay. So this is what I would like you to make sure that you've got is a little bit of a J curve down in through your pelvis. Okay. So if just sitting upright is going to take all of your focus to get the J curve, guess what? You're in the spot. If you've got too much pressure going on the backs of your knees, please put either a block or a toilet roll underneath the knees so that you get a little bit of bend. I don't want anybody hyperextending their knees. Okay? Then, yes. Okay. Yes, Mr. Helpful Me. Okay, there we go. Now, if you still have space, what we're going to do is this is going to be a deep pelvic tip. So what's going to happen is that the ischial tuberosities, which are my thumbs, instead of being straight down, we're going to allow the entire pelvic bowl to tip forward, which means that the ischial tuberosities, your sits bones, are going to tip back slightly, okay? So I want you to see if you can feel that. Just that little bit. It's going to create a little bit more of a concave arc through your low back. And then you're just going to, with your breath, take a deep inhale, and I want you to press down through that pelvis and then lengthen through the spine. And then as you exhale, you're very gently going to begin to hinge forward. And I've got my blocks here to make sure that I'm truly not putting any pressure into my shoulders, okay? This is all about the low body. And we're doing this to kind of check in. So we just did all this work with the neck, the head, the shoulders to get them to kind of connect and get us to connect with them. So now we're beginning to move a little bit lower into our legs, into our pelvis. So just take a moment here and just feel this as you gently begin to come in. So we're not looking for anything deep. Notice that it's like I have my blocks on the tallest length, all right? So I'm not trying to touch my tummy to the floor or anything like that. I just want to be in a space where this feels really yummy really comfortable, and I'm having such a good time that my body would like to do this again. So what we're looking for is to not roll over through the thoracic spine, but instead let everything remain long so that it becomes more of like a straight line. There you go. Beautiful. Nice adjustment. Yay! And we're having a good time. Good. And then very gently, very slowly, release that. All right, now to bring ourselves out so that we can do some with some bit of grace. Both hands, they're going to come to the back of the knees. You're going to help bend the knees up. There we go. All right, now we're going to take this, all this work that we just did, and we're going to start putting it all together. So now it's time for your chair and a blanket. So you're going to take your chair. Yes. And you are going to bring it in onto the mat. Yes. Oh, goodness gracious, Mr. Grumpy Socks. Okay, now you're going to take one of your blankies. And you are going to put this over the seat of the chair. That way it stays nice and comfortable. No hard edges. Okay, you're fine. Next part is that you are going to face so that the side of you is facing the edge of the seat of the chair. I hope I'm making sense. Yes, you're distracting. I love you, little mitten. This is midnight, by the way, so midnight's a little distracting today. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Once we're here, one hand is going to go on top of the chair, one hand is going to go on the ground. You're going to adjust. So now my sit bones are floating. I'm going to bring them forward. This hand is going to come down now, and I'm going to swing myself up so that my feet, my lower legs, are on the chair. Okay? Now, we did a little bit of this yesterday. We're going to do it again today, which is why we did warm up first. So you've got a couple of options. Fingers can either come so that they are facing the chair. Fingers can also be away, which if you are wanting to really work on drawing the shoulder blades together, this is going to be a great place. If having flexion through the wrist is too much, I want you to make a soft fist and do it from here. So this is not necessarily a big movement, okay? It's small. So please do according to what feels best for you. So we're starting with arms long. As you exhale, you're very gently going to bend back into the elbows. That's as much as you're going to do. I want you to breathe. You may notice that as you do this, you're going to feel this through the front, right, of your arm. And that's fine, so breathe. If you want to make this a little bit deeper, you're going to take those inner edges of the shoulder blades and gently squeeze them together. And then when you've done that, relax and then straighten back into the arms. Big breath. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then we're going to do this one more time. So as you exhale, gently bend back into the elbows. Breathe. And then gently squeeze, if you want to do this, inner edges of the shoulders together. And then inhale, straighten back up. Okay, now hopefully you have a block close to you. If you don't, you're going to slide your feet out, grab your block, and put it right here. Okay? And then bring your feet back up. And gently, slowly walk yourself down, all the way onto the mat. Okay, so I know I have a kitten who does not understand a camera, so I'm going to put him up here so that you can see. Yes. or down here. All right, so what you're going to do is this. This is a slightly different feeling for our breath than it is when we have our legs completely down on the floor. So I want you to notice what's happening is that because our legs are up, we're putting a little bit of extra gravity, a little bit of extra weight into the back of the pelvis. So you're going to take a deep inhale, and I want you to feel the breath move up towards the ceiling. And notice that you're going to end up putting a little bit more pressure in through the sacrum, and it's going to be a little bit less of an arc into the thoracic spine. And then as you exhale, you're going to allow everything to relax and come back down to neutral. Thank you, Kitten. Okay, and then again, deep inhale. And exhale. All right, now from here, I want you guys to pay very close attention. Those of you that don't have a great deal of flexibility right now through the trunk, I want you to, rather than worry about trying to do a twist, what you're going to do is you're going to take your block. So again, it's the long way like this. Place it in between your hands. And so what you're going to do so that you're not trying to worry about a twist is it's going to be an inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, gently begin to draw the block back. Only go as far as it's comfortable. And then inhale, bring the block up, okay? For those of us that have the ability right now to do a little bit more, what you're going to do is it's going to be an inhale, lengthen through the arms. And then as you exhale, you're going to come from that right shoulder and roll over to the left. And hold and breathe. And then inhale, bring it back up. Hold and breathe. And then with the next inhale, find the length. And then as you exhale, now you're going to lead with that left shoulder. And you're going to very gently, slowly twist yourself over to the right. Hold and breathe. We're doing this really slow because I don't want you rocking into momentum. I want you using the muscle. And then gently bring it back to center. And we'll do that one more time. So deep inhale, find the length. Leading this time with the right shoulder. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. And now exhale, lead with the left shoulder. Twist. And inhale up. Good. All right, you're going to release the block. Take a moment. I want you to bring your arms out into T formation. And with your arms in T formation, I want you to gently take those inner edges of the shoulder blades and draw them together. Just gently squeeze. And then let it relax. And then one more time. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, squeeze. And then allow it to relax. Oh, good. All right. And now from here, I want you to lengthen both legs up. Okay. Now, again, please do only what feels good. If this feels like this is too much, you guys, please feel free. You can always lengthen your legs back down onto the chair. Did you see what I did? So instead of tucking my feet underneath, please feel free to just let the feet hang out on the back edge of the chair. It works great. So do what feels best for you. All right, so first thing I want you to do is, and I think this is where we had some glute activation going on yesterday. I want you to start And you're going to take a deep inhale, and you're going to begin by lifting that left hip up. So it's going to be a deep inhale, lift the left hip, arms are down by the side, exhale, bring it back. Inhale, lift that right hip, exhale, bring it back. So we're going to do that one more time, and make sure that your arms are down by your side. They can either be palms up or palms down, whatever feels best. So again, take a deep inhale, lift that left glute, and bring it back down. Inhale, lift the right glute, bring it back down. Good. Now, bring your arms out into T formation, palms up or palms down. Again, inhale, bring that left glute up, and then back down. Inhale, bring that right glute up, bring it back down. Good. Now, arms up over the head, slightly wider than shoulder width. Inhale, bring that left glute up, bring it back down. Right glute up as you inhale, exhale, bring it back down. And I want you just to pay attention as you exhale, bring the arms all the way back down. If you noticed a difference depending on the strength of how easy it was for you to bring the glute and the hip up as to where your arms were. For some of us, like when my arms get up over my head, I really have to think about I have to think in a different way about getting my hips up. Now we're going to take the left leg, and I want you to bring it across. We're going to do eye of the needle pose. And we're doing this as a setup because we're going to do pigeon pose later, and I want you to think about how things were similar. Hands, left hand is going to go through the hole, right hand is going to go behind. If you're tight, use your strap. If you have flexion issues with your knees, interlace your fingers behind the thigh and allow the leg to come down. Otherwise, interlace your fingers over the top of the shin just below the knee. Breathe here. Feel your body begin to open. Now, we're going to do something slightly different. And I want you to pay very close attention to what your body is telling you feels good. If you are already at your edge right here, then please stay here and really focus on loving into these glutes and into the hip flexor muscle. If you want to take this and try something a little different, it's going to be a deep inhale, and I want you to find the length. And then as you exhale, you're ever so gently going to begin to allow your legs to move over towards the left, which means that the left knee is working its way down to the ground. It might be that you're moving just an inch so that nothing touches, and just breathe. Just observe how your body moves. Breathe, breathe, and breathe. Now, you're going to get to bring yourself back up. So inhale, feel a little bit of pressure up against that right knee. Ooh, see if you can bring yourself up. If not, you may need to use your hands to roll yourself back up. But now that you've done that, now take a deep inhale and see if you can bring that right knee in a little bit closer to the center of your chest. Did that gentle, gentle twist begin to open something up so that you can move a little bit more deeply into the posture? You can now play with it moving the opposite direction. So now you're going to be working it towards the right a little bit, leading with those left toes, gently, slowly twisting a little bit over to the right. And again, notice the sensations in your body. You may find that as you move in this direction, things get much more intense, quickly. So just breathe. You got to make sure that you're staying in a range where this feels good, where it's not scary for your body. So make sure that this feels safe. Make sure that this feels in a spaciousness and that your body feels really good. And then gently, slowly bring it back up. One more time as you exhale, as long as it feels safe, gently bring that right leg a little bit closer in. To release this, I want you to release your hands first, then release the right leg, bringing it back up. Now I want you to take the left leg and gently straighten it. Breathe here for a moment and just observe. Notice how your body's feeling. From here, we're now going to bend into the right knee, bringing it across and over. Please make sure that the lateral side of your ankle bone is not digging into the top of your thigh. Hands are up. I want you to take the right hand through the inside this time, left hand to the outside. If you need a strap, please use a strap or clasp your hands to wherever it feels best for you. And breathe. Again, I want you to take a moment to notice how it feels right here. Is this side tighter than the first side? Does it feel a little bit easier? Please remember, if this is the easier side, don't push. Please allow the tighter side to come up to the same range of motion as the easy side. Breathe. Okay, here we go. Again, since we're exploring with the posture, please make sure that you are staying within the range where this feels playful and fun. So only if you choose, very gently, very slowly, you're going to begin to draw on the exhale that right knee very gently down towards the floor. So you're twisting your whole lower body just a little bit to the right. And just take a moment to notice how that feels as you do it. And breathe. Please make sure that you are still in focus, sensation, where you can continue to pull yourself back out. And then gently, slowly release, come back up. If you choose, take a deep breath and gently draw that left knee in just a little bit more. Again, please remember you are staying in a space that feels comfortable and feels safe. And breathe. Now, again, we're going to play a little bit. This time, we're going to twist just a little bit over to the left. So this time, the right toes are working their way down towards the left. And you might notice on this side that the sensations increase pretty quickly. So it doesn't need to be a big movement, and just breathe with it. Please remember, we're looking for that Goldilocks sensation. Not too hard, not too soft, just right. It feels playful, it feels comfortable, and this feels like something that you would like to do again. If any one of those questions answered a no, then you're too deep and please take yourself out. This is always about allowing your body and inviting your body to try something new. It's never about forcing, jamming, or making a very strong, determined effort to do something that your body doesn't want to do. Gently release, come back to center. And then one more time, as long as this feels good, gently bring that left leg in. And then release. Hands come first. Straighten into that left leg and then gently release the right. From here, we're going to take just a pause. Let your legs come back onto your chair. Let your arms come down by the side. Let your eyes close for a moment. And I want you to feel the sensation through your pelvis and through your glutes. How does it feel? Deep, full breath. Okay, from here, gently draw the knees in. A little bit of Apanasana, energy freeing pose. Roll yourself onto your side. And come back up. How are we doing, everybody? Good. We're doing a little bit of crazy work today, so I'm a little worried about everybody, making sure that it's like, okay, everybody's feeling good. We're not doing anything too weird. Okay, good. Thank you very much. When you're ready, come back up. We're going to move back into our wide-legged forward fold so that you can feel the difference. So again, you're on your bolster or your blankets if you need to be. You've got your blocks if you need them. So again, we're coming back to the very beginning. So here we are, we're seated on our blanket or our cushion. And how does it feel to move into a very gentle J curve? Does it feel a little bit better? Yeah, okay. So you guys, one of the things that happens is that between the low back and the glutes and the hips, it's kind of like the neck and shoulders. Everything gets intertwined. So it takes a little bit to try to figure out what's the best way, because everybody's body compensates differently. So we have to try things in a slightly different way in order to discover what works for us individually. So again, this time, if you feel like you might have a little bit more range of movement, instead of keeping it high, you can take it down one. If you're afraid that, no, maybe not, we're going to still work to keep it high, keep it high. So again, we're working towards this gentle tip a little bit through the pelvis. So the sits bones are moving back at an angle. And then we're going to gently begin to come in and find that place where it feels comfortable. And again, we're working to keep the thoracic spine long rather than rounded, so that we've got a space of relaxation through the shoulders. We've got a sense of spaciousness through the neck. And then by that, we also have a sense of relaxation through our jaw. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. That looks really good. And just take a moment as you're here in the space of observation to notice if it feels different this time than it did from last time. Okay? And then we're going to very gently, slowly slide ourselves back up. Okay? All right. So we're going to move now into a little bit of standing work, but I want you to make sure that you have your blocks with you. So sliding up. I was bad. I didn't place my hands underneath my knees. Don't you forget. We're going to gently move the chair over to the side for just a moment. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to face this way so the kitty is by my legs. And I have my blocks. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start towards the front of the mat. Okay. And I'm going to do this to the side just so that y'all can see. So let's begin. I'm going to face you while we do this first part. Let's find ourselves in mountain pose, you guys, first. So take a moment. Spread wide through the toes. Let your hands come to your hips. And since we've been doing all of this seated and reclining, I want you to take a moment to just observe and feel, how does it feel if you rock forward onto the toes? And how does it feel if you rock back? Okay. Find middle. All right. Once you have middle, I want you to take a deep inhale. Bring those arms all the way out and up. This time, what I want you to do is hands are wider than the shoulders. Inhale, allow the shoulders to come up if that's what feels best. And then exhale, slide those bottom edges of the shoulder blades back down. Breathe. As you exhale, again, I want you to feel the tip through the pelvis. The pelvis, just as we did seated, is going to tip back so that the torso can come forward, okay? Depending on what your back is telling you, low back, you can squeeze through the glutes and bend into the knees. If you have ankle issues, then you're going to gently turn this into dropping through the sits bones and rolling yourself down. So please make whatever movements feel best in order to get yourself down. And this is where you're going to use your blocks. So it might be that doing a full forward fold, full Uttanasana, is too much. So use your blocks, or you can keep your hands right here. So you're only going to do as much as your body is telling you. The first part of this is you're going to take this left foot and I want you to step it back so that if coming all the way down is too much, this is going to be your posture for today. It's just this. If you can do more, hands come down and step back. If you can do more yet, you can bring your hands and we're going to actually bring them to the inside. Okay. So you've got your foot, your right foot to the outside and both hands to the inside. So now we have a couple different ways that you can do this. If it's too far to come down, you can either keep the block up or you can stack your blocks and place both hands right here. So just breathe. Please do what feels best for you. From here, what I want you to do, making sure that you're taking care of your knees, is bend into the knee. Now you can either keep your toes curled under. If that's too much, come down onto the top of the foot. Gently walk your hands up. Oh, and I want you to begin to feel this. Now, not only are you working very deeply through your quadricep muscles, you are also, as you begin to lengthen up, beginning to stretch into the psoas muscle as well, which is a very deep muscle. So breathe. And then gently, slowly, bring yourself back down. Once your hands are back on the blocks, you're going to curl underneath the toes and then very gently, very lightly, hop or step as many steps as you need back up. Now I get to turn around. You guys get to stay the same. Okay? So again, we're still in whatever variation of forward fold feels best, but now our feet are back to square. This time I'm going to take my right leg back. So again, you're going to shift into the left foot and then lightly step that right foot back. You may need to toe walk this left foot up. Because what you want to do is make sure that as you bring yourself in, your left knee and left ankle are stacked. Please don't allow the knee to come past the ankle. That puts a lot of pressure on the knee. And you're going to breathe here for a moment. Find space. And then when you're ready, You can come down onto the knee. You can keep your toes curled under if that feels best, or you can drop onto the top of the foot. The next step is to bring that left hand on top of that left thigh and gently, slowly begin to straighten upright through the torso. Again, if this is too much, please keep your hands on the block. If any of this is too much, you can also do this from the chair. So breathe. Now, again, you're going to feel this deeply through the front of the quadricep. And then as you begin to straighten the torso upright, shoulders relaxed, you're also moving into the psoas muscle. And breathe. And then gently, slowly release that. Hands come back to the block. Toes are going to curl under, lengthen. And again, however many times you need to do, you're going to step or hop up. Okay, blocks removed. From here to come up, we've got lots of options, depending on what your back is telling you. You can either roll up one vertebrae at a time, you can squeeze through the glute and float up. However you get up, bring your arms up over your head, palms touch. Exhale. Pause. Okay. Last posture before we do relaxation. Blankets, blocks, or pillows. This is a big one, you guys. So here's the deal. We're going to move into pigeon. If pigeon is not part of your regular practice, here's what I would like you to do. You're going to do pigeon from the chair. So again, if I say pigeon and you don't know what that is, please do it from the chair. What you're going to do is we're going to start with our right leg. You're going to bring your right leg up and over and then gently begin to come forward. Those of you that know pigeon. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come down into tabletop. So I come into pigeon slightly differently. I know a lot of people come into pigeon from downward facing dog. You can also do it this way. So please take whatever variation feels best for you. To come in from tabletop, you simply bring that leg forward and then slide the knee out so that it comes outside of that right hand, right arm. Then from there, you're going to lengthen into that left leg and just simply slide it back. Now, if your sits bones do not touch, right, like I've got about an inch, take a block and place it under, okay? If that doesn't feel quite right, you can take something smaller, like a blanket, or, hang on, another prop. This is my little towel. So again, from tabletop, bring that right leg forward, knee comes out, and slide out. One of the things that tends to happen with pigeon, you guys, is that people try to keep their knee in the same line as their hip, okay? I want you to play with the idea of allowing the knee to be wider than the hip, so let it come at an angle. From here, you can either, again, use your blocks so that you can hang out. You don't have to come all the way down. And I want you to breathe while you're here. Now, the other thing I want you to play with is that we've already done this pose, or variation of this pose, when we did Eye of the Needle. So I want you to take a moment and feel the similarities and feel the differences, because what's happening now is that doing it from this plane of gravity, we are using gravity to increase the stretch, to increase the opening. So please make sure that this is in a space that feels good. So breathe and soften and relax. Two more cycles of breath. So if you're in the chair, you're doing the same thing. Gently, slowly, very gently, walk the hands back. You're going to curl underneath those left toes. And then all you do is lift, press down through your hands so that you can lift yourself up just a little bit. Slide that right knee back, and you're back in tabletop. Okay, I'm going to change sides just so that you can see for this side. Okay, here we go. Tabletop. Now we're going to move into the left. So you're going to lift that left leg, bring it forward and out, wider than your left hand, you guys. Once you've done that, come on to the top of the right foot, slide that foot back. Again, play with what feels good. Yes. And breathe. Okay. To deepen this just a little bit more, fidget, you guys. Some of these bigger postures, they take a little while to find. So please know that where you start, within about 30 seconds to a minute, your body may need to shift a little bit. So allow it. Please give it permission to do that. Those of you that are doing this on the chair, please make sure that you have your left knee up and over. You're taking a deep inhale and you're very gently folding forward. Again, you can come all the way down or you can come onto your blocks and breathe. And we're going to just stay here for a few cycles of breath. One more cycle of breath. And then very gently, very slowly, hands come down. From here to come out, you're going to curl underneath those right toes. Press down through the palms to lift yourself up just a little bit so that you can slide back on that left knee. Back to tabletop. From here, as long as it feels comfortable, I want you to take yourself into whatever variation of child's pose feels good. So that can mean that knees are together or knees are apart, arms are by the side, arms are long. You can keep it so that it's high, so a little bit more like puppy dog. So the hips are high and you're moving a little bit more deeply into the armpits and into the upper body, right? So do what feels best, or depending on what your knees are telling you, you can gently work it back into child's pose. So breathe, let your body soften. And then when you're ready, gently bring yourself back up. And we're going to move into our final relaxation. So you've got two options for today. You can either take relaxation the way you normally do, or if you would like to try something different, because we still have the blanket in our chair, if you would like to do your legs high, please feel free to do it that way, okay? So do what feels best for you. As you come in, I want you to gently begin. Sorry. Okay. and let things begin to relax. Let your eyes gently close. Let your breath begin to soften. If you feel any residual tension in the jaw, I invite you to take your fingertips and then just gently massage. Big circles coming underneath your cheekbone, coming all the way down, and then back up. If you would like, you can also take your thumbs and go from the base of the earlobe where it connects into your face on the back side of the jaw and gently stroke down. Follow the edge when it makes the 90-degree angle. And very slowly let those thumbs run along the inner edge all the way to the back side of the chin. And then let it relax. Take a moment, letting your arms again come down by your sides, deep opening through the jaw. And go ahead and stick your tongue out because you've got your eyes closed. No one will see you. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Open the jaw, stick out your tongue. And then let it go. Any residual tension, allow it to float away. Take a moment to again scan through your body. Observe how it feels. Take a moment of gratitude. Begin to let everything go. Very gently, very slowly, begin to find your way back. Bring awareness to fingers and toes, hands and feet. And then allow that awareness to come up the legs, through the arms, back into the center of the body. And find its way back to the breath. Deep, full inhale. Deep, full exhale. Use your breath then as you bring fresh life, fresh prana, to bring your arms up over your head. to stretch, fingertips to toes, bones to skin. And then one last time, bring your knees high into your chest. Give yourself a gentle hug. And then roll over onto whichever side feels best. From there, with your eyes still closed and your breath still soft, gently press yourself back into a seated position and your hands in prayer. I honor the divine in you that is the divine in me, that is the divine in all of us. Namaste, and may the blessings be.